15. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. Because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy.
Right.
Verse 17, and if ye call on the Father, who without respect of persons judgeth according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear.
You see that? It says, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear. Sojourning goes back to journey, meaning it's temporary. All right? So that's what we are. We're just sojourning in Babylon. We're not here to stay. We were never here to stay. So as long as we're here, we're gonna spend the time in fear of who? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's right. That's right. Go back to what are we reading prior to that? Oh, Matthew. Yes, Matthew.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 11.
Right.
I'll read 10 one more. Nor scrip for your journey,
What?
neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat. And into whatsoever city or town you shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till you go thence.
Right. I mean, listen, we've done that on the level, preaching the word. We've done that. We'll go from city to city. And like right now, different neighborhoods we've inquired, right? And in Israel, but all brothers all over. That's what we've done. But then we still gonna do that when all hell breaks loose, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be more like we talk about. It's gonna be more up close and personal, with more discretion, right? Individual basis type thing. You're not gonna come out in the city that's under martial law and tell, yeah, I'm an Israelite prophet of the Lord and I'm here. Like, nah, hell no. You're not gonna do that. The Lord is the Spirit of the Lord is gonna guide you, to whomever has to receive this word. And you're still gonna be moving. And listen, we can't wait for that. We can't wait for that. We watched the movie The Book of Eli, man, that's a beautiful movie. Because in them times, you don't want to be stationary, you want to move. And us, what we do is listen, the one thing that we know that we really good at through the Spirit is preaching the word, man. That's why we're here. This is one thing we know we're really good at. And we gain satisfaction out of pushing the word to the next Israelite. And we gain satisfaction at seeing the Israelite go from not knowing to knowing. That is one of the greatest things ever. So we want to keep doing that. We're gonna keep doing that for the brothers that have that dissonance to do that. We're gonna do that. But it's just going. That's right. Which is a sincerity. You know what I'm saying? Because through that you can save your soul and save your neighbor's soul.
What's the scripture? The angels rejoice.
That's right.
Basically,
one soul in Israel repents.
Yep. We're the angels. It's not just our brothers.
That's right.
We're the angels too. We see a brother turn back.
Yeah. Because let me think about it, man. What thing have you ever done with your whole passion, so to speak, that you weren't happy doing? There's no way. Think about it. You can't. There's nothing that you can do long term and go through the trials of that thing if you ain't really passionate about it. There's nothing, because it takes that passion suffering. It takes that passion suffering. Why? Because this thing that you love doing also comes with some downs, some major downs. And a lot of guys, when the downs come in, they realize, ooh, I thought I really loved this, but nah. They're like, nah, and they leave. Because see, when you truly love something and you have passion, the word passion is suffer. It means you're willing to suffer for it. And that's what we're doing through the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're willing to suffer for it. We're willing to be out here. We see brothers are moving around, trying to, keep the body warm. Why? Because this is the suffering and this is how bad we want this, man. And the Lord said, if you put in this work diligently, coming week in and week out, pushing this word, edifying the flock, the elect, you're going to have a reward for this, man. Right?
Last 2. Matthew 10, verse 12. And when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it.
Right.
But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you.
That's right. So, these things are going to happen again on a smaller scale. I still, like I said, just like back in the ancient times, you have Israelite, you have homes And we know because the brother over there, the elder brother over there in South Carolina, is it North Carolina, South Carolina?
The elder?
Yeah, the elder. He remember when that whole family pulled up on him?
Yeah.
I
The
remember that.
whole Israelite family pulled up, and they were in tears. You think that's the only Israelite family that's awakened? Nah.
Yep.
Trust me. You have families, and the more this thing with the so-called vaccine and all that, and more Israelite families are awakening. But see, they understand that their role is not to be out here. Their role, especially the men of those households, the ones that do have men, they know that their role is to make sure what? 2nd Ezra 14. They know their role. You know, not everybody is meant to be a prophet out here in the highways and hedges. Right, they know that. You know what I'm saying? And the Spirit tells them that. But this is what they know to do. 2nd Ezra 14, read like verse 10.
And they're not, if I may add, and they're not going out there saying, "Oh, my role is a helper."
Yeah.
You don't know that. You got men that have fell back and said that, you know what, I'm not a prophet. I know the stuff. I'm not a prophet. I'm just gonna bag back. Nah.
Yeah.
A true helper is not gonna say, "This is my role. I'm just a help." Because if you got the word and you can teach, you got to go out there, man. No.
Now therefore set thine house in order.
That's it. Read the precept above. So you know what? Go above because it leads to that.
Come on, yeah. So start at 10.
Yeah, go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
Come on. For the world has lost his youth.
The world is lost is you, meaning we coming into the end of the world. Okay, we are living into the end times. Go ahead.
Yep, and it reads, and the times begin to wax old.
Go ahead.
For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part.
Right.
And there remaineth,
9,500 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
verse 12, 2nd Ezra 14 and 12, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part.
Right.
And it reads, now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people.
There you go. Therefore, once you know that we coming into the end time, these men in these households, they know that what? Therefore do what?
It says, now therefore set thine house in order,
Right.
and reprove thy people.
Right.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble,
Right.
and now renounce corruption.
There you go. So they know, and again, there's levels to that. Because see, we have the highest level of setting the house in order and reproving our people because we're the prophets of the Lord. You know, beginning with our apostles. That's the highest level of setting the house in order. But there's levels to that. Then if you just an Israelite, if you're an Israelite man with a family, you know, you got to get your spiritual mental house in order. And you know, that's going to trickle down to your wife and your children. That's what you see with that family that showed up to the elder brother. The man of that family, he understood what he had to do. Get his mind right. Everybody else getting right. If I'm not mistaken, he actually got it from his wife.
Yeah.
And then his wife started watching,
Yep.
and then you know the spirit jumped on him, and then he took over like he's supposed to. You know, he's supposed to, and he got his house in order.
That's the
And his,
scripture.
that's right. And his family's like out there like that. And when these families come in, guess what? You're gonna have to go in there. You got to go in there and preach the word. Preach the word, and they're gonna be receiving and ready to receive the gospel.
The scripture talks about the woman having a unbelieving husband.
Yeah, that's right.
She was able to get him to look, and that was the spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
Continue. This one more good.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 14 and 14, let go from the mortal thoughts.
Right.
Cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature.
That's right. So you gotta get up, remove from you the mortal thoughts. All right. So thinking about this society and everything, so on and so forth. Now we living in the times now where actually right now it's a lot easier to cast away those thoughts because prior to this time, America was still, the music, the entertainment, the sports, the bread and circuses. Now it's way easier to cast that away because even if you want to get involved into the entertainment, where is it?
It's gone.
It's gone. Wherever you go, you gotta wear a mask. You got the sports. They got cardboard fans in the stand. They got fake sound, fake crowd noise. It's like it's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. So now even if you want to get involved in it, there's nothing. So it forces you to get involved with what truly matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier now. And that's why we want more of these things to happen because the more the evil gets exposed like that, the more the elect would know, okay, cool, game time is over. So now we got to get serious, because there's some real hardcore decisions are gonna have to be made in the upcoming weeks and months. You know, you're dealing with the vaccine, and then which is the precursor to what? To the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. So this ain't no more time to be playing games, man. All right. So Matthews. Got some more Matthews. We're gonna close out with hey, somebody call them brothers over there.
How they going? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 14.
Right.
And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet.
Right.
Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Right. The reason why is because when you're talking about this land right here, what this land is going to receive is what? It's thermonuclear destruction. All right? And the individuals that have chosen this land, as a matter of fact, let's wrap up with this. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 23, I like bringing that. And after 23, read 23 down to like 27. Because that's the thing. Because what America's getting ready to receive is going to be worse than Sodom. America's going to receive thermonuclear destruction, which the thermonuclear destruction is going to come with what? Radiation. Okay? And if you know anything about radiation, what does it do? It kills the plants. It kills any living organism. That's what radiation does. And then you have only unclean beasts can kind of come back and live and survive into these places. Okay? Desert creatures, like the brother said. But if you are one that rejected Yahweh Ba'ashem al-Shah and chose this land, what you're going to receive is the judgment of the land. What?
And people have found Sodom and Gomorrah, and you still see structures up.
Yeah, you can live over there, you can breathe.
You still see sulfur balls, sulfuric acid.
Yeah.
99% sulfur.
Yep.
Only reason why it's 99 because over time.
Yeah.
It should have been, 100%. You still see structures and stairs.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the nuclear missile says what? Melt the elements with thermal heat. With fervent heat. That's the thermonuclear heat.
Right. Right.
Isaiah 1 and 23. Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves.
Right, the princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. So it's talking about, again, we going into the time where the Lord is talking about that section of Israelites. Who are the princes? That's Yasha'Allah. Right? And their companions, the word companion means what? They break bread. Meaning they are in cahoots, and it's talking about our people that still believe in the system, believe in the shadow of Egypt, right? And when you push the word to them, they're looking at you like, like these cats that was here earlier, right? When we was talking about they saw no value when the brother was speaking to them. He was trying to get their attention, and I was like, nah, but whatever you saying, it holds no weight to us. That's right. That's right. So this truth holds no weight to them, to the Lord, to those are the princes. Why? Because they're rather continue in the system how to better the oppression, right?
It says, thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves.
Right, and the thief, the ultimate thief is who? It's Esau. So-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's the ultimate thief. So you got our people making deals with this devil, mentally, spiritually, and also physically, right?
It says, everyone loveth gifts,
right,
and followeth after rewards.
See, everyone, but see, it says why? Because everyone, going back to the rewards. See, everybody is looking for gifts and rewards, but who are you looking to receive the gift or the rewards from? Because we're going to be rewarded for what we're doing. But Jake also wants to be rewarded, but see, they want to be rewarded from their God, which is Esau. But the elect, we want the reward from Yahweh Ba'ashem al-Shah, two different entities, right?
And followeth after rewards,
right?
They judge not the fatherless,
right?
Neither doth the cause of the widow come unto them.
Right, you don't see how people, listen, Black Lives Matter, they're not judging the fatherless, because the people that the organization first and foremost is founded by George Soros, which is he's a devil. If you know anything about George Soros, at this point, he's out there. Everybody should know about that guy. And then the people that he's using is what, 3 dyke, black women, lesbians. So it's built upon a devil and then women that can, live in abominable lives. You think that those are the truth? And then when you go into the Black Lives Matter website, they say in the very bottom, one of the things that they want to do is abolish the family nucleus. It actually states that they want to do away from the patriarchy and the family nucleus. But hold up, the number one thing that has destroyed our people, beginning with the tribe of Judah, is what? It's the lack of the family nucleus. It's the fact that the men have been, what, removed from the homes. So they're not judging the fatherless. How can you be a judge of the fatherless, yet you have in your article, in your chapter saying, now we want to do away with the family nucleus and do away with the fathers. But who are the ones who's actually judging the fatherless is who? It's us, man.
You know, I like to say, there's people that like to talk about problems, but then there's people that come up with solutions.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
A lot of people can acknowledge the problem, but what is the solution to the problem? And that's what the offering, that's the whole offering, if you will. The solution to the problem. And that's what there's a problem right now. There's a pandemic. And people, they're looking for what? A solution to that problem. It's all about problems and solutions. But see, the spirit is on brothers to have that solution.
Remember we used to say that? We're in the business of what? Administering answers.
Well, you know, if you heard me say it, I got it, you know, from you. Yeah, because you used to always say that. Yeah, because people, the black conscious movement and all that. You know, everybody, we got this, that, and that was the problem. You know, when you go back to the scriptures, it gives the answers.
For example, you have this guy. It was an article. He's telling Jake, the American Negro, to go back to Ghana. Because you know there's less of what injustices on our people, and the music that they play is not talking about death and drugs and violence. He said this, but that's not the answer. Remember, we talked about the faith of our forefather Abraham. Remember Abraham? He said he sought a city whose maker and founder was what? Yahweh.
Yeah.
And that's the city that we seek.
Jake doesn't understand. Oh, hell, it's gonna break loose all over the world, man. Listen, you go on these places over there in Africa, like, listen, man, they're gonna go back to what Africa's been known for in a lot of regions, tribal warfare. You know those blood, the Blood Diamond? Remember Blood Diamond, where the fucking warlord came in and was asking people if they wanted long sleeves and short sleeves? And if you said short sleeve, that cut your arms. If you want long sleeve, it's gonna be, cause why? Cause you have heathens over there that hate Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have tribal warfare. They're gonna have genocide going on. There's gonna be all kinds of chaos over there. Ain't gonna be nowhere to hide.
Yo, you're something crazy, yo. Because a lot of people, you ask them, yo, you celebrate Christmas? Nah, it's pagan. Like, you know what pagan means? Like, Jake don't know what pagan means, man. It means to be a heathen. It means to be a fucking heathen. But Jake, when you tell them other customs that make you a pagan, they don't want to follow it. But, oh, Christmas is pagan. So like what you're saying, that's how people over there, they over there being pagans. You know, but that's what Jake want to go back. Oh, are we African? The Africans are pagans. Hamites are pagans. All of them were pagans.
That's why it's truth even in history.
Yeah.
You have the pagan Roman Empire.
Yeah, right.
The heathen.
Right.
And then you have the Holy Roman Empire, which was us.
Right.
Saints.
Right.
It's even in history.
Yeah.
That's right.
24th verse. Therefore said the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies.
Right.
Verse 25, and I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross.
Yeah, there you go. So why? Because you had 2/3 out of the nation of Israel that need to be dealt with. You know, because they become enemies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua right along. They're enemies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua right along with Esau and the rest of the heathens. So you think that you're pissed off about having all these enemies? Lord said, I'm going to ease me on my enemies. You know, so the time of judgment is coming. But everybody going to have to pay up. You know, Esau, the heathens, and what? The princes that are rebellious, which are what? Those are the 2/3, right?
And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross,
right,
and take away all thy tin.
Right.
Verse 26, and I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy...
Oh, I will restore thy judges as at the first. All right? So you talking about what? Actually, the restoration is happening right now, but it's going to be fully completed when Yahweh shows up. Okay? Because right now, again, they don't look at us as the judges. They look at us, this just Israelite cult. And then you got guys like Yohana out there, you know, he making us truth look even worse. Because we know he's not in the truth. But people from the outside, they're looking at this thing as a whole. And they're like, hold on, what does he mean by I remember he was making his live show. Johanna was doing his live show. His brother posted up. I went in there for a couple of minutes, and I would see comments like, I seen this comment from an Israelite, I think it was a sister. She was like, well, it's kind of confusing, because sometimes y'all say I need to take sometimes y'all say we shouldn't take the shot. Now you saying we should take the shot. I don't know what to do. Those are some of the comments that was in there as he was speaking. They were confused. She literally said that.
Even IUIC and Nate, when the lady was calling him, told him, what he said to her was that she should take the vaccine so she won't lose her job.
There you go.
She was working as a nurse.
But guess what? Then she's gonna run into other Israelites like us that's gonna tell her, nah, man, hell no, you can't take no damn vaccine. Of course, that's gonna be confusion. Right?
Scripture talks about how they subvert whole houses.
Whole houses.
You know, that's what they do. They take whole houses through that confusion of doctrine.
Right.
That's why the scripture says what in Romans the 3rd chapter? Let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. But it also says that thou mightest be justified as thou speakest.
That's right.
As long as you come out of the scriptures, you're justified.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, where's the justification for you speaking lies, man?
You talking about some? I can't build. He sold this thing in New York. I don't know if it was in Harlem. It was like, I can't build that for Israel if I'm afraid of the coronavirus. If I'm fearful of the coronavirus, I can't build that for Israel. I'm like, dude, Israel don't need some funky ass building in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not what Israel needs. You think that Jake can't go out here and get a funky ass building? Talking about, oh, we gave 80. We gave away $80,000 this year. Kwame Yashala, I'm like, gave away? What are you talking about? Gave away 80,000? That's a big deal? And he's like, yeah, it may not be a big deal for y'all, but it's a big deal for us. See that? That giving away mindset, feeding the actual physical poor, it falls, that's that 501c3 charted shit.
Yep.
It's same thing, like a lot of these, you notice a lot of these football players, and that's what you do with Esau in his contracts, right? When you make big money with Esau, you always, for tax purposes, you always gotta do some forced charity work.
Yep.
Like, you notice these football players, they all got a charity, right? The philanthropists all got a charity. Why? Because that tax exemption would kick in if you don't get into that charity. So that whole, we giving away 80, that's not part of the scriptures. You saying this shit because it's part of your contract with Esau in that 501c3, where you forced to do acts of charity to the physical realm. So therefore, you got to say what you're saying. But we understand what's going on, man. You made the deal with the devil, right? And ultimately, the Lord's going to destroy you, man. Hey, brother, let's go down to 727.
Verse 26.
Yeah, 26 and 27.
Verse 26, Isaiah 1 and 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first,
Right.
and thy counselors as at the beginning.
Right.
Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness,
Right.
the faithful city.
Right.
Verse 27, Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 28, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed.
Keep going.
Verse 29,
There you go.
for they shall be ashamed of the oaks which ye have desired, and ye shall be confounded for the gardens that ye have chosen.
That's the one I always like to bring. The oaks are what? You know, you talking about oak trees. You know, it's talking about generations. You know, the gardens. What's a garden? A garden is a land. It's a country. So what is the land in which you've chosen to push your legacy?
Yeah, and also too, that's going into where they do sacrifices. That's a grove.
Right. That's right.
That's a grove. It goes. What did you display? What did you sacrifice? Because this is all a sacrifice. It's all a sacrifice. The sacrifices are. That's going to show forth to be abominable.
That's right.
You know, because that's what back in the day. You know, that's what them different nations they would set up groves. They was like you see that when you go to particular Edomites' houses and shit. There's like a whole fucking like ivy leaves all the way across the top, and then they got plants and all that. You know, you walking into somewhere where people are worshiping different idols and they're into that left hand magic. That's what Israel got into. They started being heathens. They started going into the groves and making sacrifices as opposed to doing what? Going into the temple of the Lord.
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly what's going on still now. You said Israel is still a desert till this day. You know what I'm saying? So hey, at the end of the day, but You know, like we read in Baruch 2:30, there's a certain number that's coming back though. Coming back to Yahweh Shai and leaving that garbage behind. And we understand that that's a days of separation we living in now. So we're gonna get with the hopeful elect, and then the 2/3, they're gonna be in the mindset that they are, and they're gonna be judged, man. So with that, we're gonna find Hakudah. Facing east to say Kahala,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Hakudash.
Of course, give the double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutation. The all you sincere occupants, cross the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. Stay strong, stay faithful. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Shalom, Ba'ashem, Hakudash. Shalom.
Shalom.